Welcome back to GMNC, Belito. Our next guests, welcoming two very astute ladies that know how to talk the talk and walk the walk. Welcome from our Austral accounting slot, Lynette and Natasha. How are you ladies? From Action Coach, I believe?
Yes, thanks. Good.
Fantastic. So we're going to talk numbers, ladies. We're going to talk management packs, management accounts. Talk to me about it.
So generally a business has a set of management accounts that gets issued to them. But between us, we figured out that I send it, but nobody actually even opens it or looks at it. So we would like to just explain why it's so important for people to understand their management accounts, and then what it is as a pack, and then how you can use that to move your business forward. So I think from my point of view, the income statement obviously is one of the most important documents because it gives us sales, cost of sales, and profit. But people don't look at it, and Natasha needs to explain to us why they need to really look at those numbers to be able to understand their business, if that makes sense.
The health and the progress of their business. What do you think a fundamental reason is as to why people do not read these accounts or do not understand
They don't
them?
understand it. I think from your point of view as well, people just don't understand what they're given. So they don't understand that knowledge is there and they can use that knowledge to...
That it's powerful.
Yes. So Natasha, from your side, what are those key indicators and why should they be looking at the information that I'm giving them?
Well, firstly, every business owner needs to be a lot better versed in their numbers. We speak about numbers being the language of business, and that's really what it is. If we look at language, we look at grammar, which puts it into a restrictive frame. With accounting, it's about all the compliance so that we're making sure we're doing it correctly. I'm not saying you got to be an accountant. That's the furthest thing that I want you to go and start doing. That's why we have experts like Lynette to guide you through that process. But you do need to understand what your break-even is. You need to know how many sales you need to make a month in order to achieve that break-even. Now, break-even is the number you need to hit in order to keep your doors open. Otherwise, there's no sense in having your business. Then you've got to know your profit break-even. Because, yes, within your break-even, you're going to earn a salary for being there and doing the job that you're doing in that position. But your profit's what you're earning for your blood, sweat, tears, late nights, early mornings in
and
being
stress.
a business owner. Yes, it is. And here's the thing, although you may have an accountant, and you must have one, you yourself need to understand your numbers in order to move forward within your business. And you're right, your key statements like your cash flow, your balance sheet, your income statement are snapshots at any given time of where your business currently is, so that you can make those informed decisions.
But I just see that those management packs go out.
They do.
And for argument's sake, it has those reports in it, debtors and creditors and all of those things. And I never find that anybody actually says, okay, I made a profit, but bugger me, there's no money in the bank.
And they never ask you any questions.
Yes. And I'm thinking to myself, well, does that mean everybody understands it? And we've actually come to the conclusion that they don't really know how to interpret those reports to plan, to forecast, to budget, to make sure that you're moving your business forward.
And they're seeing high turnovers, and they're maybe not seeing where the profit is. So kind of the turnover is vanity and the profit being sanity kind of things.
Exactly.
And people not really understanding where the breakdown of those costs go.
Yes.
And using these reports, if you could liken it, they could almost be like doctors of their own business, where they could judge the pulse, the stethoscope, for your heart rates, all of that. By understanding these, how do people get to understand, and how can they approach you to help them understand?
Okay, I'm going to let you go first.
I think just generally, from a client Austral point of view, is just for you to speak up and ask the questions. I think that's firstly. Secondly, I do think that people should take the time, clear a portion in your diary, an hour, and say, that's what I'm doing. I am going to look at these reports and understand that I've got a high debtors book and that I'm going to have cash flow problems 2 months from now. So I can plan. And unless you're really sitting down and focusing on that information that is available, you're going to get stuck, maybe not today, but you're definitely going to get stuck down the line.
Yeah.
On your side?
For me, it's going back to those key statements, and you're right, the cash flow, are we going to see trouble coming down the line? And that's why when you get your management accounts, and Lynette and her team are really good at getting those out to you before we hit the middle of the month. Because a lot of business owners, firstly, they aren't looking at them. Here's the thing, you should be looking at them as soon as you receive them, and you should be pushing your accounting firm to get them to you before the 15th. Because this gives you time to make any changes, put anything in place. If we're looking at those accounts only at the end of the following month, we've got a full month where the same problem, the same challenge from the month before has already repeated itself, where we could have made changes. But remember also, all of these statements are just snapshots of a specific time, but it allows you to make those changes. So we will know how much you owe and how much you're owning at the moment. We're going to know what money is in the bank. We're going to know who do we need to be calling from a debtor's perspective in regards to get that money in, because for me, it's rather in your account than in theirs, and he who shouts loudest gets paid first. So, and she's laughing because this is something that Lynette and I, I challenge her with it, I think every week.
Your personality changes from 30 to 60 to 90 days, right?
There we go. No, it really does. And it's about keeping on top of that. We do have that tussle on a weekly basis.
We do.
The friendly phone call and the not so friendly phone call.
That's it. And you always get the excuse, but that's a friend of mine. And yes, but they're doing business with you, and I don't want to ruin the relationship. And I'm like, well, they've ruined the relationship by not making the payment when they were supposed to. So all you're doing now is making sure we're getting it back on track. Let's get the relationship back on track.
And timing of cash flows, timing of money is so very important to the health of your business as well.
Yeah. And
by analyzing these documents, you can work on your timing.
And even your inventory, we want to monitor, is there a cash gap? Are we sitting with high levels of inventory where instead of we seeing that number in our profit, it's stuck in our stock? Which means we're not liquid enough. That's exactly it.
But 100%. Stupid things like a cash flow statement. People don't understand the difference between an income statement and cash flow. So income statement, great month, I made 100,000 Rand profit.
Yeah.
You look at the cash flow and you go, but VAT, installment sale, loan repayment, blah, 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 all these balance sheet things that eat your cash. So, you made a profit, but listen, cash flow, you are down. So they can't seem to understand that an income statement is a true account of all the income, whether or not you received it or not, all the expenses, and then versus the cash flow, which is actually just tracking the way you cash, you moving your money.
So versus the snapshot, it's more the track record and where it's going.
Exactly. And you need to be doing projections.
Yeah.
That's what you need to be doing, because that's about doing those temperature checks all the time to make sure that where are we going to be in 2 weeks from now, in 4 weeks, in 6 weeks, so that we can plan accordingly.
And how, as a new business owner or a new partnership or a sole trader, and I'm interested in learning all of this, how can I reach out and get informed and learn if I don't know what you're talking about? And if I want to know, how do I reach out and learn?
Well, Action Coach has a nice program. What is it called?
Well, firstly, we offer a complimentary coaching session. So firstly, my suggestion is always come in, book a session with us, sit down with us, and let's understand where you are currently in your business and decide if coaching is for you, because it's not for everyone. That's the thing. It's not for everyone.
Some people don't take instruction well.
Here we
especially
go.
If you're the owner
or
of your
they don't
own
want to do
business.
the work. Look, I'm a business coach. I am not a magical fairy. I do not have a wand and we tap it there and everything's all right. There's a lot of investment from you to get things on track. But we've got all of the tools, the methodology to get you there. I mean, we've been around for 28 years. We have a presence in over 80 countries, over 1,000 practicing coaches. So we know what we're doing.
Established track record.
There we go. One of our success stories.
Yay, there we go. Ladies, thank you so much for taking the time to come here very early in the morning and get dolled up the way you have, looking beautiful girls. But thank you so much for your knowledge more than that. And we look forward to having you on the show soon.
Fantastic.
Lito, if you want to get informed and take charge of your business and the health of it, please reach out. We look forward to welcoming you after the break.